Добрый вечер. In this video, we're going to look at two new verbs, to live and to study. So if you remember, I told you that when you look up new verbs, your job is to notice the vowel before the infinitive ending. And жить has a vowel before T, it's E, and учиться has this weird particle, this little part at the end of the word, but if you ignore it for a second, you will notice that it does have the infinitive ending in it, and the vowel before is also E. So, according to the rule, if the vowel is E in the infinitive form, then it's going to be second conjugation. It will be like говорить when we drop the last three letters and we add you for the subject I, ish for you, the, and it for he, she, who. So then those verbs need to be treated like the verb говорить. So let's start with study. And again, we're going to ignore that ся for a minute and treat this verb as a regular verb. So if this is second conjugation, we are dropping the last three letters and then we're left with uch, and now we start adding endings. So we remember that for ya, the ending is you. And the thing is that even though we pronounce you, uchu, Chia doesn't like letter U and doesn't want to be close to it. So instead of U, we use U, uchu, for spelling purposes, U, but we do pronounce it as U, uchu. Then if you remember, with the ending is ish, and with ona, na, anokto, the ending is it. So just like with говорить. But we dropped this part of the word for a minute to make the changes, but it is part of the verb and we can't really ignore it. We have to put it back. So we're going to take this ся and we're going to add it to the soft sign. We're going to add it next to the consonant, but when it's added next to a vowel, it changes to C just because it's easier to say. Я учусь. So я учусь, ты учишься, он, она, оно, кто учится. This little particle here is pronounced as ца. So ты, си, я, ца, like ца. So учишься, учиться, учусь. Now let's go back to the verb to live. And the infinitive is жить. So if we follow the guideline for the second conjugation verbs, we drop the last three letters, but then we're left with just one letter. And then we'll have to add you to it, and that's not what happens here. So with this verb, we drop the last two letters only. And then you need to remember that the stem, the main part of the verb, is going to add the consonant v. And there is nothing to understand, there is nothing to know about where it's coming from and why it's here. It's just how the word is used. So you just need to remember to put it there. And then once you have this combination of letters, this is when we start adding endings. So for T, we have Yosh. And if you remember, not yo, but ye was first conjugation. And if we look at ona, na, nokto, we had yet for the first conjugation, and this form keeps the vowel, keeps yo vowel. And then for the ya, we had you in the first conjugation, but we have you in the first conjugation when the letter before is a vowel. Remember, работаю. And here in the first conjugation, so this verb is actually first conjugation because the vowel it uses in most forms is yo, which is a variation of ye. So even though the infinitive has e, the endings here, the letters here, letter yo overrides that and makes it first conjugation. So in first conjugation, when the letter is not a vowel before the ending, then instead of you we add u. So я живу, ты живешь, он, она, оно, кто живет. So I put it all together, all four verbs that you've been introduced to by now. Я работаю, ты работаешь, он, она, кто работает. These are standard endings, no exceptions. Я говорю, ты говоришь, он, она, кто говорит, no exceptions. This is second conjugation. And these two verbs happen to be exceptions, and we do need them right now. So sorry about that, but you need to memorize.